we have a little bit of a funny one. Everybody's favorite internet woman, Pokimane, goes live again with some great, very squeaky clean, polished in the blacksmith rooms, the crafting room, the fires of the forge of Mordor, making the most polished, squeaky clean takes that you can say, where you can post them on the internet and say, wow, everybody, look at me. Aren't I such a good person? Oh God, my virtues are better, my morals are higher, and can everybody just acknowledge how much everybody loves me? Very classic of another Los Angeles streamer. We got the Squeaky Clean crew. We got the Lud Buds. We got the Pokey Sims. This is going to be so much fun. Now, what did she do? She put out a tweet. And the tweet is, honestly, you know, I mean, people might say, well, I mean, honestly, it's pretty nice. She says, and I quote, "Believe victims." Wow, Pokey, you're so noble. You are. 72,000 likes. 72,000. Believe victims. Well, once again, I like to fancy myself the person who brings things back down into reality. I tweet out 3 words that caused quite the commotion, just like Pokimane tweeted 2 words. Women can lie. Yep. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to talk about why it is so dangerous to tweet out things like believe victims. You know what we should believe, Pokimane? People should believe proof. Because when good boys who, man, morals are so much higher than mine, tweet out things like believe victims in such a mass blanket statement, which, by the way, is never a good thing to do, what happens is that you are leaning into something that I like to call guilty until proven innocent, and not innocent until proven guilty. When you say that anybody can go on the internet and lie, when anybody can go on the internet and say anything, and you have to believe them because they're crying, well, guess what? That doesn't set up a good precedent, now does it? Now, I want to go on through some of the comments, and then we're going to see Asmongold weighing in on the very same subject. They're going to call you a misogynist for this one, Tectone. Don't worry, they already do. Bedard Glazer says, Pokimane killed my family. Me, of course, being the great human being, say, I believe you. So, Pokimane, it appears that you have killed Bedard Glazer's family, as well as people on Twitter are claiming, and I hate to say this, HP Greencraft says that you raped him. So, are you going to believe those guys? Because you know what's crazy? Back in the day, when it was the squeaky clean virtue signaling thing to do, you know what you did, Pokimane? You shit on a victim. You did. You laughed, you berated, and you made fun of Amber Heard during the Johnny Depp case. Do you remember that? And do you want to know why that is, guys? Do you want to know why that is? Because these people don't believe anything it is that they're saying. They don't. They will go live and they will say the exact thing that the public wants to hear. If you want a good reference of this, I suggest you all go to Baby No Money's Twitter and you will see every single thing the internet wants you to say. Like supporting trans children, or AI's bad. Oh man, AI's bad. Believe victims. Guys, when your entire personality, when your entire being, when your entire moral sense of justice system can be deemed by whatever is popular to say, whatever narrative is beneficial to your career to feed into, and we already know what your takes and your opinions are going to be before you even say them, that's because you're a fake ass bitch. You don't think, you can't operate, you don't know how to act before your chat tells you what they want you to say. You would sit there and wait for the poll in your chat before weighing in on what you want to weigh in on, because you don't have the mental wherewithal to actually give any take that you actually believe in before you know that it's okay to say. Hassan says, and I quote, this is a quote, by the way, how can anybody be angry at Ludwig when he surgically crafts the most inoffensive takes to make sure that nobody's upset at him. Yes, Hassan, do you want to know why that is? Do you want to know why people are upset at Ludwig for that? Is because people can smell bullshit a mile away. At least they are now. People are wisening up and they're understanding that, ooh, man, maybe someone who is only telling me exactly what I want to hear shouldn't be trusted. I'll be real. I know when your boyfriend says, yeah, babe, you do look fat. Maybe we should change it to a different dress. That might hurt your feelings in the moment, but it's a hell of a lot better than the public humiliation you're gonna receive when you go to your raver or kegger at your local Alcoholics Anonymous that Ludwig's probably throwing, and everybody laughs at you for looking like the Michelin Man with your fat pouring out of your fucking dress. There's a certain credibility someone should get by telling you what you don't want to hear because it's the right thing to say. Just like there's a certain damnation we should hold for content creators who have no personality of their own and only mimic to you like mindless puppets what they know you want to hear based on what the common trends are. It's pathetic. Now, that's just my opinion. Let's hear what someone else thinks, as Gold also weighed in on this exact very same subject, as well as his legendary editor, Cat Danny.
Pokimane drops a believe victims tweet. How brave. Oh, God. Shouldn't you figure it out based in a court of law? Don't go around and just believe what people say. You know why? It's because people lie. What a...
These people are so fucking stupid, it's insane. And the fact that someone would tweet out something so incendiary that makes living as a human so much more dangerous to where people don't even want to talk to each other anymore. Because what you guys need to understand, 3 months, something big is coming in 3 months, and I'm going to fully demonstrate the destruction of people. When you have everything to lose, when you're a successful man, when you are a content creator, if one viewer says that they had an uncomfortable experience with you 8 years ago at a TwitchCon, and the mentality that you need to believe all victims without proof is insane. It's psychotic. It leads people to living in fear. People who won't have to experience any of this shit in their life. Hey guys, Hassan touched me back in 1997 at an airport. I believe you, Techie, and you're so brave for coming out about that. What the fuck are we doing? Genuinely, what in the fuck are we doing? Do these people think that the common man is so stupid to actually believe this in today's day and age? The worst thing is that they're probably right. I think people who are above the noise currently on social media is maybe 10 to 12%. It used to be much lower, around 2 to 3%. But a lot of people want you to think that if someone's crying, if someone's upset, it means that they're telling the truth. But what these people don't understand is that bad actors are going to destroy the space for everybody, and we should let everything be settled in a court of law or wait for fucking proof before damning someone's entire fucking life. As a guy who knows a lot about this, as a guy who's familiar with a lot of content creators, men and women, by the way, who have been completely destroyed by completely false allegations with no grounds, with no merit, due to the rise of I believe all women, I believe all victims. Well, congratulations. With that, you've just made a hell of a lot more.
Dumb thing to say. Pokimane is apologizing to someone on X for laughing at Amber Heard. Please fucking remind me about that after I finish this. Oh my God. Pokimane, I love you and I agree, but I can't forget the way you made fun of Amber Heard during the trial. It was really disappointing. Please address this. I completely understand. I regret how I restreamed the trial because any jokes are at the expense of the victims can be perceived. I apologize I took down the videos. She's apologizing.
Well, why are we apologizing when Amber Heard was in fact a crazy lying psychotic bitch? Everybody knows that bitch was psychotic. Right? Like what are we doing here?
For laughing at
and this bitch folded so quick.
Amber Heard.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Okay, when they were talking about like, we have all this evidence that he actually did it.
I got.
Do you want to know why these content creators are always caught with these horrific clips going back against the very same things that they once preached, it's because they have no moral backbone whatsoever. They have no beliefs they actually stand for. They just say what you want to hear, and they hope to farm. Oh, W. Yes. Get him, girl. Yeah. Oh, my streamer is so good. My streamer is so wholesome. When all we do is tell people what they want to hear, it does the most damaging thing to our society, which is having productive conversations. The moment we stop communicating with one another, the moment we start trying to get to the truth, that is when we fail as a society. When society and laws and court cases and people's careers are determined off of feelings and feelings and tears and not logics and facts, well, those tears are going to create a very slippery slope that's going to lead to the destruction of anything concrete, to the destruction of anything productive, the destruction of anything worth pursuing for what everyone that should be aiming for, which is the truth at the bottom of it all.
Gotta say, backtracking after this one is wild.
You are deeply an Amber Heard fan. On God, I had no idea who she was before this trial. I don't like her anymore after the trial. How's that?
The reason why Pokimane was laughing at Amber Heard, most important reason, is because it was the popular thing to do. And number two is because she was a crazy fucking bitch
My dog stepped on a bee.
that shit on beds, cut herself, and did all kinds of other insane stuff. It was like living with a banshee. And so it's embarrassing that Pokimane would even say that. It's pathetic. I'm shocked, honestly, that somebody like that. Well, I mean, from her, it's not surprising because she always tries to have like the most politically correct, sanitized, inauthentic opinion possible. So I think this is just another example.
Yep. Many such examples. And I think it's absolutely pathetic. I'm going to paint you a story. A guy down in the slumps gets out of a very long-term relationship that, to be honest, the guy never wanted to be in. And regardless of all that, for the first time in his life, he felt what it was like to be alone. On the exact day where he's never felt more alone, he receives a DM from someone reaching out on one of his lowest points. This guy agrees to meet up with this person. And honestly, things seem fine. They talk for a while. They commit to one another. Things go well. But slowly, surely, he starts to understand that he made a horrible mistake because this bubbly person he once thought that he knew turns out to be one of the most psychotic individuals he's ever met. Obsessive tendencies, over-sexual, refusing to not be by his side 24/7 without having a mental breakdown. This man tries to escape. He can't. This man tries to escape again. The woman says that she'll kill himself. She'll kill herself if he leaves. He has no idea what to do. Eventually, he convinces this woman to break up with him because this woman's ego was so large. He gets away, but then the woman realizes, wait, that's what he wanted to happen. So then this woman decides, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll lie. She lies publicly for everyone to see because this man is hated and everyone knows if you say anything bad about this man that you'll believe it. She goes and she lies. The woman gets called out 5 times lying, caught in a lie. The things that she said were easily disprovable. But on the 6th, she says something that's a little bit more tricky to disprove. Even though this woman has been caught 5 times, on the 6th, a little bit more difficult. And then the mentality of believe all victims happen. And then this guy's life goes down the drain. Loses many friends, loses a lot of mental sanity, even though all he did was treat this person like a princess. But now that he doesn't want to deal with her, not going to say that word, now that he doesn't want to deal with who this person, he found out who she is, now that he wanted to leave, well, unfortunately, she's not okay with that. And now, unfortunately, all the things she said that she liked, well, maybe now she doesn't like them because she's not happy with him being free. And thus, he becomes a slave to their opinion, to their emotions in perpetuity from here until the end of time. 3 months. Like, comment, subscribe. This is why you don't believe these fucking liars on the internet. Their ideologies sound so nice until you realize how quickly they will be to change their opinion to anything else that fits the common narrative, as well as once they realize the consequences of their own actions for promoting these very same narratives. Pokimane, you have a lot of explaining to do with all the allegations that you have on Twitter right now, because you did say you were going to believe all victims, right? So let's see what happens. Are you going to hold yourself accountable for what everybody's saying or not? We'll see. And I think we all know the answer. Like, comment, subscribe.